All right. It says that both sides have excellent connection. Well, let's hit the countdown. I got a blinky light. Cool. Bot's working. Oh, if you got your funky, it must coming down to me. The birdie is a little definitely on the feet. Get out the bus when you get there and tell the driver that you're going to a double Dutch affair. B544 lobby dog. Here it comes. WS buses on the street. Better get off the curb. Move your feet. Bus fare transmit. Sway my money lads. Ain't got no car to get around when I go to work. I gotta go downtown, not miss my train. Down our shame. Run late. No streets to play. Gotta let you know, right? You're a special man. Well, I can understand. Uptown. Now everybody's getting down. Downtown, yeah, probably I gotta do some back to way for 15 months. I'm already out home. I gotta get in. That's okay. Could move out really on the sick up and beat my corn hurt. Top it off. Wait for it. Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And today we're going to put a dent into this project here. This is the can cover, so that way we don't get in trouble for showing what beverages we partaketh while on the live stream. I am joined tonight by my lovely wife, Mandy. And yeah, I have been really excited about working on this because I came up with an idea of how to do something really different. So you might remember last week we did this row. It's 10 knots along. I'm now going to take the string that hasn't been used yet, and I'm going to go 2 knots in the opposite direction. And then I'm going to do the first strings again, but this time they'll only go 9. And then the next row going backwards will be 3. So one is going upwards and the other one is going downwards in count. And it should make the whole thing really interesting. And the fact that it's basically candy stripes, it's so easy. I think anybody can do it. You just got to get your mind to wrap around the idea that you're doing something in 3 dimensions, not just 2. So, and I think that's not that hard of a concept to get. Once you get the pieces joined, it's relatively easy. It's but if you're unsure about that, go to last week's video. It's towards the end when the 2 sides got joined, because we didn't make any real progress after the sides were joined, other than like the little space that was there. So yeah, you can probably find the exact spot where the 2 pieces came together. And yeah, this is pretty cool. And mind you, because I was adding strings until it would fit, this means you could use the same technique to go around any size can. So if you've got like a can of peaches or some Campbell's soup or something around the house, that can could be what you make your pattern go around. And then you could use it for pencils and pens and little odds and ends. I have a few at my desk. I have one that's got some pens and pencils and stuff in it. I've got one that's got clips in it. So they can be handy for all kinds of stuff. Use soda. Anime fans look at the reference. The soda? What's I always like soda over the name pop. Pop just seems sort of like, I don't know. That was right up there with that. You know, how would you like a nice Hawaiian punch thing? Feels like it's a setup. But I don't know the anime reference. Ah, got it. Finally. Oh my God. There's been a mosquito buzzing around the office all day, and I have tried like crazy to get it. I only turned on the air conditioner recently. I think it slowed it down just enough that I actually finally got this little son of a gun. Oh, I can relax. Hey, Rainbow. That's all good. We wondered where you were, but figured you're up to something. You missed out of the beginning of this project where we did 10 rows going to the right in a whole big old cylinder. I was adding the strings as we were going along. And that's as far as we got. But we should be able to get like a bunch further tonight because we're not adding strings on, we're just tying knots. And it's only 2 knots for this row to the left. I wonder how long a flight would be, just out of curiosity. Because we know like Detroit was like 24 hours or whatever. Right.
About 14 and a half hours?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It
14
was
hours.
going to be a long time. Yeah. Oh, so Rainbow wasn't probably here when I first started. So what I'm doing is the first row is 10 coming down, and then I'm going to do 2 going to the left, and then I'm going to go back and only do 9 to the right, and then 3 to the left. And so the numbers are going to keep changing as we progress, just to kind of give it a whole interesting feel to it. I don't know how many rows at this rate I'll be able to do. So that's where it's going to get interesting, is where we don't know what the end product will necessarily be. It's just going to work itself out sort of mathematically, I think. So it should be cool. Okay, so now most of the way around, I need to give it a spin. Oh, I like this. Oh, do we have vertical? Out of curiosity, I'm guessing no, but
We should double check.
We tried a game.
Double check. Oops.
Basically, yes. It's to block out the logo of my soda.
No vertical.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. In just a minute, I'll be your time tonight. About the heat. Cool.
That should be fun.
Yeah. You should get that. There's like a cross stitch fabric that dissolves in water, and then you could like put that on top of like a jacket or something, do your stitches or whatever, and then dissolve out the grid stuff. Then you could put a whole bunch of different cute things all over a jacket. You could have like the Christmas frogs and all kinds of stuff. Right on, right now. Now, Sylvie, we were talking about Rainbow likes to do cross stitch. She has a whole different purpose for her strings than what I do. So you want to go all hippie, you could get a Levi jacket. Those, I've seen a number of those done up. Right. Yeah, no, they've got like a grid that dissolves. So once you stitch through the jacket or whatever, you can get rid of what helped you to make the guidelines. So this pattern I'm doing is very low key a pattern. Like there's very little to it. It's candy stripes with a twist. But if you wanted to get a little bit more creative with it, you could build peaks and valleys really, really easily, right? I could just build this up a little bit, have a little triangle coming in here, and then in the next row, kind of just absorb it or change based on it. Or if the number of strings was divisible by a certain number, I could have rows of diamonds in it. So there's like all kinds of real cool possible things that you could do with this. It doesn't have to be this simple. I just like to do some like easy projects here and there to remind people that they too can join in and try stuff, and it doesn't have to be overly complicated, because chances are like the next thing I do will be super advanced, you know? I mean, it kind of goes that way. Do something easy, then I go a little bit crazy. I still have the spats to finish. But basically, I've gotten myself caught up on videos for right now. And I'm starting in a new project. I have somebody who wants me to make a like a playing card cover for tarot cards. And so I've seen a picture of what their cards look like, and they're like they have like a Celtic look on it, which I think I'm going to try to incorporate that into the pattern. I've been given a free license to do it, however. So I'm going to try to make it really kind of crazy. That's going to be an insane project. But I'm pretty hyped about the whole idea. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It's going to be complex because I'm doing a like a flap that goes over and buttons down. So like designing that part of it and then how it connects to the rest of the deck. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Um, kind of both. I'm thinking of doing it like spare time, but recording segments and then like I don't know if I'm going to produce a bunch of short videos explaining the where I'm at in steps and like part 1 through whatever, or if I'm going to save all the footage and then put it together in one big video. I haven't decided on that part, but it's it won't be live streamed because I want to get it done faster. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like that kind of vibe, except for smaller. And so they wanted a sort of sun and moon motif. So I'm thinking, and I know this is going to drive me insane with the actual making it, but doing one side grayscale and the other side sunny yellows and oranges to be kind of a sun and moon motif. Like have a distinct borderline right down the middle with you know.
The the grayscale side should be more blue than gray to
Right,
match the colors.
right. Yeah, maybe instead of black, I use like a midnight blue. Backward come down on back in the neighborhood. Gonna do right stop. So we almost got ourselves all the way around for this short row of going to the left. Pretty impressed. Not bad time. I like how there's so many different colors. Like there's no rhyme or reason for like the order that the strings are in. And it's making it kind of fun. There's a few times where a similar color was going to the right, and then like the one going to the left looks like it's almost the same. But I think in the overall scheme of things, that's not happening very often. So it doesn't look like a zigzag. It looks more like just two different whatever crossing each other. There we go, all the way around. This is the green I started out with. Cool. So now to go back the other direction. So here's one. We got it up to 4 so far. Okay, 5. Okay, so 6. This one will be 7. Almost there. That's 8. The next one will be 9. And then I start dropping the 2 every time I finish a row. When I get to the last knot, I take the two strings, the one that was traveling and the one that just went over, and lay those off to the side. And that way it'll stay at 9. I have to admit, the difference between a row that's 9 long and the row that's 10 long does not look that much different. But I guess as it makes the progressionally getting smaller, I guess it'll start to show up more. We'll see a slow gradual change. It'll be cool. Knots in like very annoying. 3, 4, 5. Looking at it in the monitor, I definitely see this looking like long stripes with just this little interruption, which is exactly kind of what I wanted the effect to do. But all the rows are going to slowly change. And I think it's going to add a really cool, interesting vibe thing from it. I don't know. I just don't know how many rows the whole thing is going to be in all. So I don't know if we're going to end without having ones going to the right or not. Again. So anybody else follow the Afroman trial that just went on? It was pretty much all over my Facebook today, and like was on YouTube. Like so many people covering this thing. He had his house broken into by the police back in 22, and because he had cameras in his place, he got footage of these police officers going through his house, with their guns and everything, and how they broke his gate, they broke his door, and like after after they broke down his door, he asked him, like, hey, you want to help me put the door back up? Like, cops like, we're not obligated to do that. Like, and they had found nothing. He wasn't charged with anything. There was nothing. So he made a bunch of songs about the police officers. And the police officers, I don't think they'd ever heard of the Streisand effect because they all made such a big fuss and tried to say that the Afro man defamed him. And so as a result, all those videos that were created have gone pretty viral now. And yeah, he got off the charges. The police were suing for like 3.9 million or something, and yeah, all charges dropped. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, he did a song a long time back, because I got high song. So like a lot of people kind of know him for that. But yeah, this whole new thing is pretty hilarious. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Yeah, apparently he did a song about lemon cake. One of the officers kind of stopped and did a double cake at a lemon cake that was on his kitchen counter. And so that guy pretty much got a nickname of lemon cake or whatever, for which he has received numerous lemon cakes delivered to the police station for him. And he tried to say that, you know, because of this, he's embarrassed or he's whatever, and that's why it's defamation. But like, nobody is thinking, wow, you know, you really suffered because you got free lemon cake. Okay. Yeah, right. Right. Because you got high. But there was something like $5,400 in cash in the house and the cops then returned him only the 5,000. So he was claiming that the police officers pocketed some of the cash, and he argued because he wasn't being charged with anything, because they came under the pretense that there was hostages or something like that going on, and narcotics, and they found nothing. He had the argument like, well, why did they have to take my money then? Like, that doesn't make any sense if you're there and like he's not, they couldn't find anything criminal or whatever. Why they, so he took his lawyer and the media to the courthouse, or now to the police station, to get his money returned to him. And they asked why, and he said like, well, he didn't want to, be Epsteined or something, because, pissing them off after, what they did. Yeah, the whole thing was just crazy. What thing is trying to get away from me here? I know, right? Hey, it's just string things. Hello. Waiting for those eye rolls. Heck yeah. And everybody, everybody has been on this case. The Comedy Central news thing, they did a thing about it. Like, everybody's doing something about it. Charlie did a thing. It was so awesome. Did you see one of the police officers? Um, he tried to testify that because Afroman sang in his song that Afroman had done this officer's wife, that he was unsure as to whether or not there was any validity to it. And it was just like, what? You think that you're okay? Like, I did not hear about that case. What difference does it make if she uses a box thing? That shouldn't matter. I worked in a bakery. We used stuff that came like in great big huge whatever, but it wasn't like we are mixing ingredients themselves. We just got essentially the box mixes times 100 or whatever. Like because they were big bags. Big bags. Wow. And now I'm starting to get peckish. Do we have snackies for later?
Yes.
Yay! Right. Yep. Most of the box mixes, if you just follow the instructions, you'll be fine. Like, just don't overcook it. It's not like messing around with like a spaghetti sauce. Like that makes sense. Like that, if you want to add some real mushrooms and toss in a little extra oregano or something, I get it. But like box cake, no, you just follow the instructions. You're messing with science. This has to be like the easiest pattern to just make. And that's probably why it's going so quickly. But do you know why dad jokes are so good, Mandy?
Why?
Because the punchline is apparent. I did see something else in the news here recently, but I don't have. Only when they're really good does you get both graphics. I saw something earlier going on in the news. I'm not sure like who it was or what the reference was to, but like apparently somebody had their TV show canceled because they were freaking out and like throwing furniture at the boyfriend or whatever he is. And the big reason why they had such a fuss about it was because it was in front of a small child. But I didn't catch exactly who she was, but she was picking up bar stools and flinging them and just totally like having a meltdown or some, and I don't know what. So the Bachelorette has a child. I heard they're canceling her show, which that's kind of crazy that they're holding her to a higher standard than the president. But whatever. So did they ever say what the Bachelorette was upset about? I really want to know more of the story. All I saw was like the video clip of her spazzing. Oh, and then there was Trump with his joke with the, I don't know if that was an ambassador or whatever from Japan, cracking a joke about Pearl Harbor. That was not cool. Oh. Right. Yep. It's time to give this thing a spin again. Oh, cool. You got to share the pictures over on Discord. I'm sure we all want to see that one. Oh, I got these new clamps. Check these things out. They're super hard to open up. Like it's because I have like strong hand strength that I can do it. I clip them on the lower part of my board, and then the strings that I want to have like out of my way, kind of hang off the handles here. They have little holes in the handle, and I have been trying to figure out like, is that supposed to be so you can hang like clamp something down and hold some string off of it or something? Or I haven't quite figured out what the little holes are for. But the clamps themselves work really good at like keeping strings out of the way. And they were cheap too. They were just over $1 a piece. So that was pretty cool. That's yeah, I've been there. There's good arguments for both. When you have them all joined together, it's nice to see how big you've gotten it. Keeping them separate kind of, kind of works as well. How many loops are you doing? I've seen Rainbow, and she doesn't look anything like that. Even when I squint.
Should Rainbow be concerned that you're squinting at her?
I'm trying to squint at my work here. It still doesn't look like a rainbow. Oh, that we live happily. And we My footrest keeps trying to get away from me. Why? Cause uh, Uh, they thought we'd be further along by now, but sorry, we're still doing good. Right, let's spin it again. Should connect up with where we started. Yep. Very good. Very long. Oh, thank you. Just like, yeah. We're almost all the way around for this row. So the next one will be going to the left, and it's going to be 3. So the last one we did was 2 knots. The next will be 3 knots. So it's going to look pretty cool. Yes. So the pattern is 10, 2, 9, 3, 8, 4. And my brain won't let me go any higher. I'll count when we get there, even if it means I have to take my shoes off. Yes, it is just about there. Okay, so now the rows start getting shorter because we've already done part of it.
Two hours later.
Okay, that frightened me. I jumped. All right. We made it all the way around. Now we start going back to the left again. Let's add a couple more strings to this. Yeah, earlier I was saying we could do all kinds of like interesting patterns with this. If you knew the number of strings you could divide it, if they were dividable by a number, you could have like a row of peaks in diamonds, you know, going through it. And that would look really, really cool. There's like so many possibilities of things that you could do with the randomized colors. It doesn't have to stay as easy as this. I'm just trying to prove that like making things is easy if you kind of know your pattern and are comfortable with it. I've got a project. I don't think you were here earlier when I was talking about it. I have a project that I've been asked to make. It's a pouch to hold tarot cards, and the tarot cards have Celtic design. And so I'm trying to create this small little pouch that has a flap on it that'll button down with Celtic designs. And it'd be really cool if I could find a button that was kind of mysticky Celtic designed or something interesting. I don't know where. Well, the Celtic thing is what's on the actual cards. And so, and the request was to make it sun and moon. So I'm going to do grayscale or like dark navy blues and stuff on one side and yellow and oranges on the other side. So it's going to split the package right in half with the colors. I don't know if the Celtic designs will match up, like if I have them go across the border of these two things, or if I keep them both separate. I haven't quite, it depends on like how much room I've got to work with. I'm making a template for it. And yeah, the whole idea, I love it. I'm really kind of stoked about it. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. I need to grab something to drink. I'll be right back. Oh, I did not. I got my kids juice thing. What is it? It's lemonade, but like there's different like flavors to this thing or whatever. And this one is made for kids. It's banana and strawberry.
Or true lemon.
True lemon. Banana strawberry mix. Why? Because it's good. I've already drank my redacted cola. I'm not allowed to have too many in a day.
Yes. If that redacted cola wanted to go and throw a few bones my way, maybe just supply me with the cola. I if they even just supplied it to me, I would praise them. Oh man, I'm old enough to remember the video games where the prompt would tell you something like that, like you're in a forest, and then you have to like ask questions like, you know, is there anything I can touch, like trees and swords stuck in a rock? Yeah, it's starting to look pretty cool. Yeah. The fact the rows are going to keep changing sides, I think, is really going to add something to it. Something your brain will just be like, wait, I see something's happening here. I can't, it won't necessarily do the math for you, but it'll know something's happening. So did you guys see the Trump joke with the I guess she was an ambassador or something for Japan? Tried to make a joke about a surprise or whatever. It was very not cool. Hola, hola, eh. Hola, 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 hola. Hola, hola, eh. Hola, hola, hola. Yeah, I keep thinking that there's going to be a front page news of a death that's just going to make the whole world just change instantly. I check my socials every morning, waiting to see if that happened yet. Another spin.
We got the boogie, oogie, oogie, till you just can't boogie no more.
Kind of looking forward to the responses I'll get when I post these pictures up on Reddit. Reddit seems to have like the best comments when it comes to the photos. Like I'll get a I like it or whatever occasionally on Instagram, but like Reddit users are like asking all the questions like, wait a minute, what is that? Or like trying to figure out like if I know what I'm doing, or like just so many random questions. It's hilarious. Like last week, somebody thought that the thing was tapering inwards and like kind of questioned if I knew what I was doing. Right. Yeah, I don't know why people would pick on groups like that. But the main ones I've been putting pictures of my work into is my own subreddit of Not Just Knots, and then there's the friendship bracelet one and rainbow everything. In rainbow everything, people are like, "Is that macrame?" Which I think is pretty cool, kind of hilarious. But friendship bracelet makers, that's where you typically get the whoa, which is always hilarious. Or like, that's so many strings, and it's like, oh, well, you haven't seen the other stuff I've made. Like my big project that's a meter and like 0.6 or 1.6 meters. I posted that on Reddit, and somebody, my favorite comment was, how to say you're neurospicy without saying you're neurospicy. Why would he not bring the tension rod? If ever I was to do a macrame curtain, I would want to have the skill of the people who set stone into macrame. You ever seen like the necklaces where it has like a big old rock and it like sits, hangs in the middle? I would want to make a curtain that had a lot of translucent rocks and like just have all the macrame joined in whatever way necessary. So that way the whole curtain was just a whole boatload of different rocks. So when the sun hit it, it would just light up the room with rainbows and colors and stuff. Oh, geez. Like, dude, nobody's paying you to think. Stop it. Right. Cool. Not going to get much done on this row, but I can get it started. Oh, look, these two colors. Right. Oh, in other news, just the other day is the beginning of spring for the northern hemisphere, so that's kind of cool. The whole equinox thing just happened. Doesn't really do a whole lot for here. Weather's pretty much the same. It's either raining or it's not. It was the 20th, but like at 10 p.m. at night. So, yeah, kind of depending on where you are, what time zones you're in. Yeah, it's right around in here. Makes sense. Doesn't sound awesome, but I mean, it's dropped down to 25 degrees here, which is, kind of average nighttime temperature. We're expecting some 34, 35-degree weather in the upcoming weeks. Not fun.
I think I saw 36 somewhere.
Really? I'm trying not to believe in that. 36?
Yep. Which is almost 97 Fahrenheit.
Well, considering it's very rare that that ever happens, that's probably like a good thing for here. But it is unfortunate when it does happen. It's just brutal. All right. Maybe we got room for one more row here tonight. It's kind of hard to see that the wider roll is tapering, but I suppose with a few more in there, maybe it becomes more noticeable. Have a look, kind of round it out, see how it looks. Heck yeah. That is pretty cool. And like there's a little area that we're got a little bit more going on. Yeah, so no tapering problem. It's pretty straight. So cool. We'll get more done next week. Meanwhile, I'll be working on the tarot card thing. So stay tuned. That'll be something interesting coming out. Like I said, I'm not sure how I'm going to produce the video for that yet. If you guys have thoughts or whatever, you know, you can always send me a a message because yeah, got a lot of possibles there. Before I go, quick shout out to my YouTube members for making all this possible. I really do appreciate everybody helping to join us. And yeah, you guys make all this stuff happen. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, back next Saturday. And then yeah, it's a week after that we have the hangout. So yeah, we had a little ways before all that. All right, guys. My brain's not functioning very well here. So let me just say, don't get your strings in a bunch.